Every day it's not gonna be perfect. You gotta get up. You gotta get to moving. You gotta have confidence in yourself. You always gotta think highly of yourself. Because when you start to doubt, that's when you start to lose. And when you start to lose, you can be lost forever. But why lose yourself forever when situations only arise temporarily? So we must understand that we gotta work through these things, man. We gotta push through. It's gonna be hard. Like, perfect example, like I broke my collarbone this spring. And after I broke this, I was on the way to my surgery. On the way to my surgery, I got into a car accident. So in the process of getting into a car accident, that bumped my appointment back farther than the original date because of the car accident occurred, and I went to the hospital. And like my bone was actually like, let me give you an example. My collarbone was like, your collarbone was supposed to be connected like this, but it was actually like this, fractured, like rubbing together and stuff. But back to the story. Like I was saying, I was on my way to my appointment and I got into a car accident. So it caused me to have to reschedule. So I rescheduled with a doctor, and just my luck, you know what I'm saying? Like just my luck, he don't perform the surgery no more. So now I'm injured like this going on 2-3 months, and it's hard to really like lay down and position myself to where I can get comfortable because the bone is just shifting and just rubbing together. And like I finally was able to find I think it's called an orthopedic surgeon. So I was finally able to schedule with one of those physicians, and when I went in, by the grace of God, when I went in, he was able to schedule me for the very next day to come in. Like, I was nervous. I never had surgery that I can recall on a bone, especially something, a major bone like this, and then have to get a plate and a few pins to keep the bone straight. But, you know, that boils back to what I was just saying. Sometimes in life, things gonna be hard. It's gonna take time, but you gotta keep pushing and don't give up. Cause if you understand what I just said, I broke my collarbone. I fell off a scooter, broke my collarbone originally. And then I got into a car accident, which basically, when I was on the way to be seen for the collarbone incident, but the accident basically shifted my bone into like a worse position, you know? So at the end of the day, I'm going through all this stuff. You know, I went through all this stuff, man. And I just feel like I was never going to get this healed, or it was just going to end up healing incorrectly. Then I was going to have to get surgery and have it re-broken to get it realigned. And, you know, like, it was just, I was ready to just give up, man. But the pain and the suffering made me just keep going. And, like, I was nervous to either get under a blade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like stuff like that, you know? But one thing that I didn't do, I didn't give up, even though I wanted to. After going through all the pain, all the suffering, and then just trying to move around and find a doctor that'll operate on me. Like, yeah, it was hard, man. You know, like this year, it's been a struggle for me. First, I lost my brother. Then I break my collarbone. In the process of breaking my collarbone, I'm losing my job, and like, come on, man, it's a struggle. But right now that I'm healing up, I say about a month or two more, I'm gonna get back out there and start working. I'm gonna have to gradually lift myself back up. I'm gonna have to start from the bottom and gradually build myself up till my bone structure is strong enough to withstand certain amount of pressure that I can put on it, because certain jobs demand you to lift certain weights or to be actively fit to do certain things. But like I said, man, sometimes in life, man, we fall down, man. We want to give up, but it's best to keep going, no matter how hard it is, man. And if ain't nobody tell y'all they love y'all today, I know my slogan. If ain't nobody tell y'all they love y'all today, I love y'all, and I'm out.